How's it going, everybody? For those of you who are just tuning to this channel, my name is Dylan Gwen. I am a personal trainer and nutrition coach in the Bay Area, and I've been bodybuilding for about 9 years now. And for those of you who have been subscribed to this channel, I apologize for my lack of content over the last couple of years. I'm going to do my best over the next couple months and ongoing to just put out more videos and more videos about topics that I feel are relevant and things that I may feel that would help other people. If that makes any sense. So yeah, just a really quick reason for the reboot of this channel. I started YouTube around the time I started bodybuilding, probably a couple years after, just because I kind of, in being younger, and I'll try to keep this short. I want to get into the topic of the video, but when I was younger, and being in like high school and stuff like that, I kind of felt, and I think everybody kind of feels this to an extent, especially people who are involved in the fitness industry and bodybuilding. I just felt that bodybuilding was kind of misunderstood, and so I started doing some videos about nutrition and cooking in order to hopefully help some people out and shed some light on it. I did some kind of docudrama videos as well, which I really enjoyed doing. They're kind of fun. Those are all in my video history as well, if you go back on this channel. But yeah, and then after that, I kind of took this turn that I didn't really like with my channel. I was kind of following today's fitness Instagram kind of style, which wasn't really me. So I don't really have much of those videos up on my channel anymore. But I think that as far as my video and my content goes, I really just want to do my best to, I know saying help people is pretty broad, but I want to help people along their fitness journey, just kind of hopefully save some time through my experience and my mistakes and putting that out there. And also just with the knowledge that I do have, I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm the smartest person, especially when it comes to all this, but I do have experience and I do research, and I have put in the work for 9 years. So I think that at least for someone who's even just starting out, maybe, I can save them some time. So regardless, just want to get into the topic about today's video. Enough about that. So the reason for me making this video today is, I get a lot of questions. People come up to me and just ask, just everyday questions. But something that I'm asked frequently, I decided that maybe I should make videos about these things just because then I can just refer people instead of having to repeat myself over and over again. But yeah, so, and no disrespect to, I'm not going to name any names, but no disrespect to if you felt like you're one of these people. I don't mean to disrespect in any way. I was there at one point, and I haven't always been, well versed in a lot of this stuff. And when you're starting out, there's definitely a lot of information out there that isn't correct, and there's a lot of people out there trying to sell you stuff, especially in this industry that's so oversaturated. Yeah, so just the situation that I'm talking about, and this has happened multiple times, but this kind of just triggered me to make this video recently. Someone came up to me at the gym, and they were holding their phone, and they were like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And it was a photo on their phone, and it was a test booster. And it was $140, might I add. So first off, if there's ever a supplement that someone's trying to sell you that is $140, like, don't ever give them your money. I mean, even the best quality ingredients, I don't care if it's freaking crystallized creatine from the snow caps and the Alps. I don't know, just whatever claims people want to make. There is absolutely no way that some powder costs $140 unless it's cocaine. So yeah, that's absolutely, and might I add that product isn't going to do anything, in my opinion, at least, unless you're really deficient in something and that product has it in it. But yeah, so I think, and then people ask me all the time, what kind of creatine should I take? How much should I take? And they obsess about these little, supplements, but even this minutia detail that doesn't even matter. And, the direction I try to point them in is, well, how is your nutrition? How is your training? because when people ask me those questions, what I'm really thinking is, and what I'm really hearing is, I don't want to put in the work. So what can I take to get me there? And I mean, just a reality check for all of you people out there that kind of think like this. You can take testosterone and all these performance enhancing drugs, and if you don't put in the work, nothing will happen. So why do you think that creatine or a test booster is going to do the same? So yeah, I mean, in reality, this, especially with fitness and achieving your goals, as far as fitness and your physique, it takes a lot of time, and you just have to be patient. And I know that's like a hard thing for people to swallow, especially nowadays with, you know, we live in a society of instant gratification. You have Instagram and Facebook with this instant, you know, reward system, and you have DoorDash. You don't even have to, you know, you get your food in, you know, 30 minutes. You don't have to talk to anybody. It's hard. It's definitely, we have to kind of retrain ourselves, especially people who are younger who just grew into social media. And that's the only thing that the only, you know, communication and whatnot that they've had growing up, is just, you know, you need to put in the work and start small, but just know that if you constantly are chasing the next thing to get you somewhere, and without putting in the work, you're never going to feel satisfied, and you know, you're always going to be trying to fill some kind of void. So my suggestion, and this is the direction I'd like most people to take, is just start focusing on how can you do better. And in regards to fitness and bodybuilding, getting better would entail, at least in my opinion, would be, okay, so what's my goal? First of all, outline that. But so how do I get there? Obviously, the nutrition. Are you getting an adequate amount of protein, carbs? You know, where your fat's coming from? Are you eating enough calories? Do you have a slow metabolism, fast metabolism? A lot of stuff you can get caught up in. But at the end of the day, are you eating enough to support your workouts? And then, I mean, are you working out? Are you working out intensely? How is your form? How hard do you push yourself? These are all questions I think you need to be asking yourself before you start looking at taking things like creatine, or what's the best protein powder, or what's the best pre-workout. In all honesty, in the beginning, and also for those of you who have been doing this for a while but aren't seeing results, you really only need coffee if you have trouble with you know, getting enough energy, and maybe some salt and water, and those are probably your best performance enhancing you know, supplements that you can take. But yeah, so I really just want to hone in on the fact that you need to focus on nutrition and training hard and intense first, and then worry about supplements. And I do believe supplements have their place. Like, yeah, I think for someone like myself now, where, you know, it's a little bit harder to put on muscle. There's definitely things you have to do to kind of put your body in a state to want to put on more tissue. But when you aren't seeing results and you aren't doing, you know, training harder nutrition, there's so much potential for growth there. Once you get the diet dialed in and you start training really hard. So yeah, I think that's what's really important. And I'd like to, you know, open up my, you know, my email and things like that. If you do have any questions, I have no problem with answering those. And if you really are looking for, you know, guidance, there are a lot of great resources and directions I can point you in. I also do offer services myself, but that's not what this video is about at all. So yeah, and so when you do get dialed in with your nutrition, if you have a coach or mentor, you've found some articles online that you like to read, and some good resources as far as that goes, and you know, and that alone will probably take a year or two. Once you start having trouble recovering, you know, you're getting really sore from your workouts, there are some things, and I'm going to go over those things right now, that I think are useful supplements, and I'm going to name an order of importance in the way I use them in my daily life. So let's see. As far as things you can take, so salt, like I mentioned, very, very important. It's an electrolyte. It's depleted when we exercise. So, and that's really important for immune system function too. So I would say salting your food to taste throughout the day and drinking an adequate amount of water. Those are two really big things. Me, myself, I take a half teaspoon of salt down. I mean, I salt my pre-workout meal, wait an hour, and then I actually take a half teaspoon of salt down with water before I go train. And during my training, I also drink at least a half gallon of water as well, and then salt post-workout as well. And I'll link some articles down below. I've learned a lot through the vertical diet, but specifically Dr. Dinicolantonio has a lot of research out about for those of you who are scared of salt, it's highly misunderstood, I think, as far as performance enhancing and just health in general. So yeah, and that'll help with pumps and things like that too. So all this citrulline and stuff, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would just worry about getting an adequate amount of salt, which is a struggle for people enough sometimes. So that's something that you should definitely focus on, and maybe setting a timer or having it right near your food every time you eat is something that you need to do. Next thing would be vitamin D3. That is an actual supplement, one of the few that I feel are essential when you're trying to become healthier, and that's really cheap. So I mean, I could recommend that to anybody who's just starting out. A lot of people are deficient in it. That will help with your immune system, absorption of magnesium, calcium, a lot of the nutrients that you're taking in. If you're deficient in vitamin D3, you can't absorb them properly. And then also you have people who tend to feel fatigued or feel tired throughout the day and lethargic. Sometimes they are deficient in vitamin D3. I myself had a lot of anxiety and depression, and not that it cured any of it, but it definitely helped when I started actually taking more vitamin D3. And another weird side effect was I was kind of pale and like flush in the face, and people were saying, I remember at work were saying stuff, and I started taking vitamin D3 and getting a little more sun exposure, and my pigment changed, and I didn't look as flush. So I don't know necessarily, it's kind of an anecdote, but I don't know necessarily what happened, but I definitely looked healthier, so I must have not been the healthiest prior to taking that, or maybe even deficient. So yeah, that's another thing. Getting into the other stuff, fish oil is definitely important. Vitamin D3 is important for heart health. So is fish oil as well. I would say probably 2 to 3 grams a day for most people, or if you can get wild fish as well. That would probably be another top one, I would say. Let's see. So this, I'm not going to touch on this too much, but when you are training with a lot of volume, and you are pushing yourself, you're getting into the upper limits of pushing yourself in the gym, I would definitely recommend some form of intra-workout nutrition. This is where I think creatine can come into play as well. So people who are looking to take creatine, to start, maybe a Gatorade in the middle of your workout, 20 to 40 grams of carbs, and some essential aminos in there. So not BCAAs, essential aminos. That's going to provide you with the full spectrum of amino acids. BCAAs are, as far as research is going, they're looking to be not as effective as the full spectrum of aminos. So yeah, that. And then I would probably say 5 to 10 grams of creatine. So to start, that would be really good for recovery. That's something I've learned training with Mountain Dog training style, and working under my coach. And then once you can afford it, something like Granite's Recovery, which is cyclic dextrin. It's a very fast assimilating carbohydrate, essential aminos in there as well, and some electrolytes. And that inter-workout will definitely help your recovery a lot. And then I do salt. So that's currently what I do, and I do salt pre and post workout as well. But yeah, I mean, if you're on a budget, the most important things, I mean, you don't cost that much. You're talking salt, vitamin D3. Salt costs little to nothing. Vitamin D3, like $10 at Costco. Fish oil, maybe like $15, $20 at Costco. It's all dirt cheap. But I would say even before that, if you can't afford your food and your gym membership, then pay for that first. And I kind of mentioned everything in order of how I feel it's important. So yeah, I mean, for those of you looking out there looking for the secret or the fast way to get somewhere. You know, I hate to break it to you, but it's not necessarily something that you're going to attain that fast. But that being said, if you do put in the work, which I think a lot of people aren't, if you do just try not to take those shortcuts, you will be amazed at how fast you can make results and how hard you can push yourself and whatnot. And I think that is really rewarding. So if we can get more people to understand that, I think that would be a really great direction to head in. I just want to thank everybody for taking their time to watch this video today. Like I said, I'll be trying to do more videos in the future. And then I'll link some of the stuff I talked about down below in the description. And my website will be linked as well for those of you interested in coaching and whatnot. Thank you for checking it out. Have a good one.